All right, those of you that are just joining our studio audience, this is number 8 of the review. We're talking about the area of a sector, a fraction of a circle, which is the angle or the degree over 360 times pi r squared.
Miss Didi, can we have a free day?
No. So the angle or the degree, what is the angle or degree of my sector? 75 divided by 360 times pi r squared. What is my radius of this problem? 9. Yes, this is 9 squared. So on your calculators, you would take 75 divided by 360 times pi times 9 squared. And you should get, for the area, has anybody got it? Anyone?
67.
Too high. 53.01. So try again. Now, it says round to the nearest tenths place. Alex, which digit is in the tenths place? Do you remember? Very good, the 0. That means that's the one that's going to change or stay the same. So look next door, 5 or more, it's going to go up. Well, that's not 5 or more, so that means that 0 stays as 53.0 meters squared. You always need to label with units. 53.0 meters squared. Put the phone away, please. Okay. Any questions on 8? All right, number 11. We didn't do 11 yesterday, did we? No. Okay. Number 11. Now, we did not do this in practice, in our lesson. So I was kind of surprised to see it on the review. But what do we call this figure that has all sides the same, all faces have the same area? What do we call that? I know you've heard of it, but not here. No, it's not a cone. What do we call that? Little kids play with them sometimes, but we don't quite call them what little kids do. What is that? Little kids we call them blocks, right? Blocks, wooden blocks. A cube, yes, that's the mathematical term. So this is a cube. And we are trying to find the surface area of a cube. Now, we did not talk about surface area of a cube, but my question to you is this cube a pyramid or is it a prism of sorts? Is it a pyramid or a prism? It's a prism. Yeah, a prism has 2 bases. So it definitely has 2 bases. Okay, one down here and one down here. So we could call this a square prism. And we do have surface area of a prism. So look at your formula sheet, and if you don't have the half sheet, look on the last page of this review because the formula page is also there. What is the formula for the surface area of a prism? Not everyone all at once. Look at the last page, surface area of a prism. I think should be, is it capital P for perimeter?
Yeah.
Times height plus the area of your 2 bases.
Yep.
Okay? So capital P, if you recall, that stands for perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around. So that would be 11 plus plus 11 plus 11. Okay, 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 times, what is the height? What is the height of this cube from the base to the base? The length in between from one base to another. It is 11. Okay. Plus, I have two bases that I have squiggled in blue. That base is in the shape of a square. A square is side times side, or side squared. So that is 2 times 11 squared, or 11 times 11. So putting this together, 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 is 44 times 17. That's the distance all the way around times the height. That covers all of my faces, front, back, side, plus 2 times 11 squared. So this is going to be, oh, that's 11. I can't even read my own writing. 44 times 11 is 484. Plus 2 times 11 is 242. Gives me a surface area of 726 centimeters squared. That is surface area. Now, I'm going to show you just a slightly different way to do it, because some of you might think it's easier. Okay? Because this is a cube, all sides, all faces, all bases are the same, correct? Right? Think of a block. Think of a cube. All the sides are the same. I don't think they have, this is not a cube. I'm surprised they don't have a cube. That's a rectangular prism. Okay, so if I take the area of one side and I multiply it by how many sides there are altogether, which, think of a block, how many sides are there around the edges on the sides? 4. 4 faces, plus the top and the bottom are the same, so I have a total of 6. The area of one side is 11 times 11, and I have 6 of those. So that is 726 centimeters squared. You're going to get the same thing, but you might understand or see this a little easier than what you do this formula. They both work, but if you think about it, yeah, a cube has all faces, all bases the same. There are 6 of them. Area of one is 11 times 11 times 6. That is surface area. Now, I want to talk to you about finding volume of this. I know you didn't have to find volume, but nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's going to be important for tomorrow. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, if you know what I mean. So the volume of a cube, which is a type of a prism, it is a type of a prism, is, if you look at a prism, it's area of the base times the height. Well, the area of the base here is a square, and all squares are rectangles. So the area of the base is length times the width times the height of your prism. So the volume of a cube is length times width times height. What is my length? 11. What is my width? 11. And what is my height? 11. That is equal to 11 to the third power. If you multiply those all together, I don't have a calculator. 11 cubed, or 11 times 11 times 11. What do we get? This is the audience participation part. What is it? Nice and loud. 1331.
Yes.
And that is centimeters cubed because it's volume. Did everybody get that? So if you see the volume of a cube, volume of a cube is area of the base times the height. Your area of the base is going to be length times width times height. 11 times 11 times 11, or whatever the length of that side is going to be. Any questions about that cube, either the surface area or the volume? Any questions? William, please get your packet out. Come on. Where is it? What's in front of you? Is that the packet? All right, let's go to number 10. What do we call this figure, number 10? A sphere, yes. And we need to find surface area and the volume. So the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. All right, so let's rewrite it. Remember, for tomorrow, I would love to see the formula. Make sure you've got the right formula. Then substitute your numbers in. What is the radius of the sphere?
6.
Which is it? 6? How many say 6? Raise your hand. How many say 3? How many say 12? No one says 12. Well, that's good. 12 is not correct. 6 is the diameter. It goes all the way across, which means the radius is the diameter divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So those that said 3, you are correct. So that's going to be a big deal. You have to know that the radius goes from the center of the circle out to the edge. That line went all the way across. So 4 pi times 9 is 36 pi. And 36 pi, multiplying that all together, you should get 113.09. Says round to the 10th place. Alicia, which digit is in the 10th place for 113.09? Which digit is in the 10th place? Someone help her out?
It's 0.
Yes, the 0. Look next door, 5 or more. It's going to go up. That is definitely more than 5, so it's 113.1 centimeters squared. That's your surface area. Volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So again, start with the formula, substitute your numbers in. Radius is how much again for this sphere? 3. There we go. So 3 to the 3rd power. Does everybody know how to find 3 to the 3rd power on the calculator? Remember, it's going to be 3, and then you do the upside down caret, and then 3. So if you multiply these all together, yes, it is 27. And that's just the 3 caret 3 is 27. So 4/3 times pi times 27, you should get 113.1 centimeters cubed. So those of you, if you're paying attention, Look at this. The surface area and the volume just happen to be the same answer when you have a radius of 3. So that's kind of unusual. Kind of freaky when you think about it. And I had to double check that. I was like, is that right? Did I mess up somewhere? But I think I'm right. Any questions on the sphere? Sphere. All right, let's jump to the next one. Jump. Number 11. What is that figure?
It's the cone.
It is a cone. Yes. We didn't do this yesterday, did we?
No.
Okay. You weren't here. How do you know? Cone. Surface area of a cone. We are wrapping it in gift paper, and I don't want any overlapping of paper. Okay? So the bottom part is going to be, if you look at your formula, pi times radius times this cursive L. Okay? Plus, that's the bottom, plus the top is in the shape of what? A circle, which is pi r squared. So that's the area of the circle. This is the side, which looks like a kind of a fat triangle, sort of. Anywho, all right, so those are my formulas. Start with the formula. Now let's put the numbers in. Pi times r. All right, are we going to have a duel here again? What is my radius? Ty, what is the radius of this cone for number 11? 10. How many think 10? How many think 5? 5 is correct. This is the diameter. Diameter goes all the way across. Hello. Do I get some free lunch or something? No? Okay. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Diameter all the way across, that was 10. So half of it is going to be 5. That's the radius. So radius of 5 times that cursive L. Not the cursed L, but the cursive L. What does cursive L represent? Take a look at the board. This board up here. Slant height. Slant means it is not straight up and down perpendicular. This is slant height for the cone. That is our L. Do we have slant height? No, we have the perpendicular height, which is right here, which is 12. And I know it's perpendicular because there's this right angle right there. Well, how am I going to find slant height? We don't. Yes, we do. But we're going to have to use our favorite theorem, Pythagorean theorem. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Does it make a difference what my a, b, and c are?
No.
Yes, it does. It does for the c. C is always going to be across from your right angle. So C in this case is the slant height. And the A and the B are going to be the legs, which make up the L. The legs look like the shape of an L. It's an upside down L, but it's still an L. So I'm going to make my A 5 squared plus my B is... What is my B? What is it? Yes, 12 squared equals c squared, which is what I'm looking for. 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. C squared is still c squared. Add these two together, you get 169 equals c squared. I don't want c squared. Oh, yes, I need to take the square root. Taking the square of a square root cancels each other out, and so C is equal to 13. So my slant height here is 13. So substitute 13 in, plus pi r squared. That's the area of my circle. What's that radius again? 5, yes. 5 squared. So I am going to get 65 pi here plus 25 pi, and you can find the decimal. Putting it all together, I get 90 pi, which together, multiplying 90 times pi gives me 282.7 yards squared. That is the surface area. Miss Thede, that is a lot of work. Do I really need to do all of that?
No.
Yes, you do. You have to find and start with the formula. Substitute your values in. You're like, oh, we don't have slant height, so then you use Pythagorean theorem. And then substitute that back in, put it all together, and that gives you your answer. Questions on that? Okay. I am going to skip volume on that for now. See if we have some time at the end. Let's go to number 12. Walk like an Egyptian. You guys know that song? I think I asked you that before, didn't I? I never know if what I ask. Oh, you guys, my leg hurts so bad. Okay. Wine. What is this figure? Is this a pyramid or a prism?
Both.
It is not both. Pyramid. Anything that comes to a point is going to be a pyramid unless it's a cone, because that has a round base. So this is a pyramid. We want surface area of a pyramid. So look on your formula sheet. Oh, gosh. Look at your formula sheet. Surface area of a pyramid. What is the formula for that? That is incorrect. Surface area of a pyramid is, yes?
Is 1/2 TL plus B.
1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height plus capital B. Okay, does everybody see that? You have to be able to identify that as a pyramid. So 1/2 capital P, I know we've talked about that, but I forget what that is. What is capital P again? Perimeter, the distance around the base. So I have 10 plus 10 plus, what's this length in the back here? 10 plus, what about this distance or this length over here? 10. How did we know they were all 10? Because the length and the width are 10. That means the other two are going to be 10 also. So that's a square bottom, a square base. So really, this is a square pyramid. So perimeter is, and you add the perimeter, 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. You all right? Times slant height. Oh no. Do we have the slant height? Did they give us that? Yes or no? What do you think? If I'm talking about perpendicular height of the whole thing, this would be the perpendicular height. That's how tall the whole pyramid actually is. But they gave us this, and that is a slant height. Okay, so good. We don't have to calculate that. A break, 7.8. That is your slant height. Okay. Plus the area of my base, well, we already said that's a square. Area of a square is side squared, which is 10 times 10. So, putting this together, it's 1/2 times, putting all those together is 40 times 7.8 plus 10 times 10 is 100. 20 times 7.8 is 156 plus 100 gives me a total of 256 centimeters squared. Now, we have not talked about lateral area for a while.
What's that?
I'm glad you asked. What is lateral area? Lateral area is just the sides. So if I wanted only the sides and not the base, my lateral area would be just this 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height. We would not need to find the base for this. And since we already calculated it, that would be 156 centimeters squared. So if you double check, pyramid 1/2 times perimeter times length, that's your lateral area. That's just the area of the sides without the base. Okay? I know they didn't ask you to find it, but I want to make sure you know that's what lateral area is. Okay? Any questions about number 12 in the surface area? Okay, let's go to number 13. 13. What is 13? What is that figure? Well, let's see. Is it a prism? Is it a cylinder? Is it a pyramid, a cone, or a sphere? Is it a sphere? No. Is it a cone? No. Is it a cylinder? Does it look like a soup can? No. So it's either a prism or a pyramid. Pyramid, does it come to one point somewhere? Like a single point? No. It has two bases. So this is a prism. Here's one base, here's the other base. And we name it by the shape of its base. So this is a triangular prism. Triangular prism. We're going to find surface area. Surface area is going to be, I need to double check this. Prism, surface area. Perimeter times height plus two bases. See, even though it's not very specific, it says perimeter times height plus two bases. All right, the perimeter. I need to add 6. We're talking about the perimeter of my base, plus 10, plus what is this length back here? Oh man, did they not give it to us? Do we have to do Pythagorean theorem? Well, we don't actually, because take a look up here. That length is the same as this length. So this is 8, so that means this is also going to be 8. So 6 plus 10 plus 8 times the height of the prism from one base to the next. So from this base up to here, that is a distance of 7. Plus 2 bases. Well, that base is in the shape of a triangle. Triangle, which is 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. All right, so let's put some of this together. 6 plus 10 is 16, plus 8 is going to be 24, times 7, plus, well, half of 2, those are going to cancel out, and then the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. The base of the triangle is 6, okay, 6 times the height. I need to make sure it's perpendicular. They gave me that little right angle right here, so that's times 8. So 24 times 7, 24 times 7, 168 plus 48 gives me a total of 216 yards squared. That is the surface area. What questions do you have on this? Any? Okay. Time. 45. So I got about 5 minutes. All right, let's, yeah. Why was 6 the base? As opposed to, you're just asking in general? You need to make sure in a triangle, I don't know if you can see this, that your base and your height are perpendicular to each other. So you could have said 8 was the base and 6 is the height. You could have switched it up, but we have nothing that shows us that 10 is either. Okay? Good question. Good question. All right, let's go now to problem 14. Cross sections. I'm going to do just a couple of these. Cross sections. So let's take a look at number 1 under 14. As I look at this cylinder, if I cut through this, what is going to be the shape of this cross section in the middle? What is that shape? If I slice it.
A sphere.
Well, the whole thing is a cylinder, but I just want a thin slice.
Oh, a circle.
Yeah, it's going to be a circle, right? And think about it. It's a circle on the end, so if I do a horizontal cut, it's still going to be a circle, okay? So here, it's going to be a circle. What if I do a vertical cross section? So if I cut it right down the middle here, okay? It's going to look something like this. What is the vertical cross section going to be?
2 cylinders.
If I cut it, no. If I cut it, it's only going to be 2-dimensional. If I'm making a cut,
Okay, a rectangle.
it is going to be a rectangle. Yes. So the vertical cross section is going to be a rectangle. That's the vertical. Okay. What if I make a horizontal cut here
Where?
on this one?
Do a rectangle.
That is correct. It is going to be a rectangle this way because it's going to go right through that. And what about if I do a horizontal cut?
Triangle.
It will be a triangle. Yeah. Okay. What if I do a horizontal cut here?
Rectangle.
And number 5?
Huh?
I jumped to number 5.
You're gonna get a circle.
That is a circle. What if, and this is an important one, what if I do a slanted slice right here? What do we call this thing? It is an oval. Can anyone give me the mathematical term for oval?
There's a mathematical term.
There is.
Why not just call it an oval?
I don't know. Because somebody made really big money calling it something else. It's called an ellipse. An
I
ellipse.
said it.
Isn't that what the planets are? Aren't they in elliptical paths?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's what they were teaching us.
That's what they were teaching you? Good.
I wasn't paying attention.
Did you tell them that the slant of a cross section of a cone is also an ellipse?
I don't pay attention.
Oh, okay. All right, let's jump to 15. These are our last two that I think we'll be able to get through. Identify the solid formed by rotating that figure around your axis of symmetry. So, if I take that and I whip that around, it goes round and around and around, what kind of a three-dimensional figure is that going to make? A cylinder, yes. Because it's going to go like this and be like this on the back. So this is a cylinder.
Oh.
And the last one is a cone. All right, so tomorrow is the test. Try to finish up a few of those. Some of them I did not do the volume. You need to do the volume. Okay? Please turn the light on. Who said that, Kira? No. I wouldn't wait too long though.
I just
for
need like
you.
one extra day. Me?
No. Do stuff, I guess. Yeah.
For the circle base, what is that? What would you do?
Circle base is either a cylinder, like a soup can,
No,
or
like, what's the formula?
oh,
Like, you know, if the base is square, you gotta do side square and stuff. So like,
pi r squared, right here. That's a circle.
can we use this paper on
Mhm.
the test? Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. On the 10th? For our first period? 10th. What is today? 18th. Okay. You weren't absent? So do I have to let them know?
They said I was absent until fifth period to seventh.
5th period to 7th, but I don't have you. What, wasn't me?
No, it was first, second, third, and fourth.
And you were here the whole time?
Yeah.
What is going on? Somebody else. And I know I marked them here. Kevin Mesa, right?
Yeah.
SA or ZA?
ZA.
And you said it was April 10th. Is there any chance somebody else could have used your ID to come in?
No.
And you said 1st through
4th.
4th, you were marked as absent?
Yeah.
Why would all of those teachers mark you as absent if you weren't absent? Were you on a field trip or anything?
No.
Okay, I will do some investigating. You need a pass now, probably?
No, I can make it.
Okay, all right,
you.
I will inquire about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Test on
Tomorrow.
what?
Tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow.
Can I have an extra day?
You were gone yesterday?
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
please. And can I use the restroom?
Yeah,
Thank you.
quickly. I need to take attendance. I don't think I took attendance.
Are we still doing the review?
Yep. Oh, God.
Miss what?
What?
My birthday.